Hey guys, what's up? This is Scout, and I just wanted to talk to you guys about something very important. This is extremely important. It is the idea that I actually, just so you know, I updated my live chat instead of just relevant chat. It's just all chat. So, something that I just want to point out. If you guys can hear me, just let me know. And if you guys can't hear me, also let me know. Let me just pull a little bit closer here. So, the idea is that I will be conducting a paranormal investigation on the Queen Mary for, we're gonna say, about a week. Just throwing that number out there. We don't actually know how long we're going to be staying. However, what we will be doing is we're going to be taking live EVPs. We're going to be taking, we're going to be taking and for those who don't know, EVP is electronic voice phenomenon. So we're going to be taking audio recordings, video recordings, and we're going to be having interviews from staff and captains of the Queen Mary. Hopefully, this all goes to plan. Um, I've already went in and I've already purchased a small tripod that's also extendable to actually get, and we're going to get a camcorder actually, so that we can get all this stuff together. We can document what we're doing. I also have a PSP7 Spirit box. I have a bunch of that stuff. We have thermometer reader guns, basically. We have all that stuff. However, what I want to know from you guys, for anyone who actually joins, or for anyone who comments or sees this video, what do you guys want to see from the paranormal investigation? Because I know that it's very important to conduct a paranormal investigation correctly. Um, but I also want to have some feedback from you guys and say, well, I want this or I want that or I want to see this or what happens if that happens, kind of deal. That's what happens. That's what I'm interested in doing. But mainly what I'm thinking about doing is I'm going to take a temperature reading at day and a temperature reading at night. And take a baseline temperature reading for those two environments. And then what I'm also going to do is if there are any huge temperature fluctuations, I'm going to take out my trusty PSP7 and try to talk to some spirits. That's what I'm going to try to do. So for those of you who don't know, PSP7s are basically spirit boxes, and what those do is those super quickly sweep through radio stations. But the nice thing about that is that spirits can actually manipulate / use those radio frequencies to talk to us in human language, which is very interesting. I am also planning on using, like I said, the temperature guns, everything like that. I'm also planning on using a few other things. For example, I have a night vision camera. And I also have what's called a K2 meter, which is electromagnetic field or EMF detector or meter. All this stuff is very, very interesting. It's very, there's science behind it. It's not just me saying, "Oh my God, did you see that? Did you see that?" kind of deal. Because the ghost hunting shows always have that kind of thing. But anyhow, I think that the really interesting thing that I want to point out is that I'm not going to try to do this like Ghost Hunters or Ghost Adventures style, and I'm not going to do this like other YouTubers in which they have their face literally pointed at the camera. I'm only going to do that for very short amounts of time, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you some history of the Queen Mary, and I'm going to give some basic ideas of what happened during the Queen Mary. We're going to visit some paranormal hotspots, like, for example, the B deck, the internals of the ship, the boiler rooms, the wheelhouse. There actually was also a hospital ship, interestingly enough. They kept POWs down in the boiler room as well, or near the boiler room. There's a lot of stuff that actually happened on the Queen Mary. If you actually look into the history of it, there's the Queen Mary actually rammed into another ship called the HMS Curacao. That's one thing. Another thing I'd like to point out is that The actual ship is in California. I'm currently in Arizona right now, which is awesome. We live here now. And another thing is that the ship itself is 2 times the size of the Titanic. So height and width, no, height and length. Sorry, it's 2 times the size of the Titanic. And if I can get the actual dimensions and length of the Titanic, I actually have looked this up just to make sure it's correct. The Titanic was not only, but it was 883 feet. So is the USS Olympic, and so is the RMS Olympic, and so is the Her Majesty's Hospital Ship, or HMHS Britannic, was also 833 feet long. So for those of you who just joined, we're going to be conducting a paranormal investigation on the Queen Mary. And if you want to, Mew, that is correct. Like I was saying, yes, the Queen Mary is bigger than the Titanic, yes. And that's also correct. It was a battle cruiser. It took about yes, that's correct. Yeah, we're actually going to be, like I said, we're going to be conducting somewhat of a paranormal investigation on the Queen Mary, and I'm going to be documenting the whole thing. I'm not going to write like I'm not. Yeah, that's correct. I believe the Queen Mary. I don't believe that was the Queen. I think you're thinking of the Lusitania. Are you thinking of the Lusitania? Because the Lusitania was the one. I'm not talking about the Lusitania. I'm talking about the Queen Mary. The Queen Mary is like actually is now a floating hotel apparently in California, in Long Beach. Let me check this just super quickly, because I just want to make sure that I don't go to Queen Mary and then it's not there. Yeah, it's still there, man. It's still there. However, if it's not there, you have rights to say I told you so. So, anyways. Really? I don't think so, man. Do they build like a replica of it? I don't know. The Queen Mary was so how like just because the Queen Mary was traveling at like 30 knots, top speed, that is. So Queen Mary. All right. Wait. So let me just check this. All right. So Queen Mary replica. Or no, not replica. That would be not scale replica. My apologies. 1934. Really? 34. Yeah, no. So it says that's when it was launched, right? So. All right, let me check this out. Queen Mary, HMS Queen Mary. Let's check this out. HMS Queen Mary. Whoop. So is this on Wikipedia, or is this where'd you find this information, by the way? Just wanted to ask. I'm just kind of confused. Ah, yes, HMS Queen Mary. Okay, battle cruiser. So I'm yeah, okay, right, okay, that makes sense. So yeah, the HMS Queen Mary. I'm assuming that they, not as much of it being a replica, but I don't know, man. Really? It's very interesting. Well, thank you for teaching me this new information. I would have never learned this if it wasn't for you, Mew. I like it. Thank you, mate. Yeah, okay. That actually makes a lot of sense. That does. That makes sense. Well, yeah, definitely. Yeah. 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 Interesting. Entire. Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know how much I want to go on to a like a battle cruiser is like a cruise ship, you know, go and having torpedoes fly through the water and just having gunshots overhead. I don't know how much I would want that. That's very interesting. Yeah, in commission from 1913 to 1916, built 1911 built through 1911 to 1913. That's correct. My cat is just like my cat. Interesting. My cat's so dumb. I'm just looking at my cat right now. He's just in the sink. He's inside of the sink. Like he's not in the drain or anything, but he's like in the sink looking around. I don't know what the thing he's looking around for. It's kind of weird, but anyhow. Oh well, yeah, definitely. I know that there is a difference. Let me actually. I'm gonna look up the exact wording differences because I actually don't know the HMS versus RMS. I don't know because I get confused between the two. Okay, her or his if the king was on the throne, Majesty's ship. Interesting. That's very interesting. Yes, yeah, HMS is her or his Majesty's ship if the king was on the throne. Very interesting. Interesting. Jake, you all right, buddy? My cat. Right, interesting. I like it. Well, I think I'm going to end the stream here, but I think that I hope to actually document more of the ship, the research of the ship, and the investigation that's ongoing for the ship itself, or the replica, I should say, of the original ship. Thank you, by the way. So for the floating hotel that I'm going to be going to and hopefully staying a night or two over at will be, hopefully that's going to help out with the paranormal investigation. Oh, wait 1 second. The replica actually has... Dude, that's so cool. Really? That's really cool. That's awesome. Yeah, well, it would be interesting to see what types of things that they would have as it sunk, trying to salvage stuff as the thing sunk. That'd be interesting. Yeah. Yeah. All right, Emil, I'm going to sign off. So thanks for your time, and I hope that everyone has a nice night or day wherever you are in the world. Signing off, Scott Fox. See you guys.